Yeah, so that's gross. But yeah, I mean, honestly, like some of the most disgusting stuff I've had to deal with is video game. Like when I would go to look at a collection and I would have to then go into the basement and then refuse it because everything was just so disgusting. But I've also done evictions.
Oh.
And that was some crazy stuff.
I was going to say, because don't you have to give them 30 days. And a lot of people will just jack up as much as they can before they get evicted.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, well, I was just helping. It was the same, like, the hot tub thing. That was one of the things that we had to do is we'd go and they'd get the sheriff and we'd have to, like, remove everything out of the house to, like, clear the place out.
Yeah.
And some of those houses were fucking gnarly. But we also found a lot of really cool shit. That was tight. Got a lot of video games from those.
My
was like
most disgusting job was where I also got the coolest tips.
Oh.
And it was cleaning hotel rooms.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
I bet you found some crazy stuff.
Oh, man, crazy stuff.
Blood everywhere.
There was some blood, but not too much.
People usually clean up after themselves.
You know. But a lot of people would just like tip with leftover alcohol that they didn't drink.
Oh.
So, I mean, some would leave stuff that they had used, and it's like, okay, I'm not drinking your used alcohol. But a lot of them would just leave like a bottle of something or like a case of beer that they just didn't crack open or something. But one day I walked in and this, like, our manager lady was just like, can you clean one room and I will have everybody else do the rest of your rooms for the day? And I was like,
No.
what's wrong with the room? And oh my gosh. I agreed because I was like, one room, how bad could that be? And I just wanted to be done because the way that one worked is you clean the rooms that you had assigned to you and then you'd peace out.
Dang.
But I walked into this room. Someone had shit literally everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it was on the walls. It was on the floor. It was on the bed. It was in the bathroom, but not in the toilet. It was like in the sink. It was like they had used a towel, not a towel, like a mountain of towels to try to clean it. But all they did was just smear literal shit around. And then they didn't even tip me. The thing that pissed me off was they left a note that said, sorry, shit happens. And I literally, like, when I saw that note, I ran outside.
They had to be able to do something to these people, right? Like,
I'm
charge them more, or
I don't know.
burn their house down,
right? Because if I would have found them, they were lucky they left before I got there because I was about ready to beat the fuck out of someone.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But yeah, so they had like an HVAC suit pretty much, and I was like I had to put that on, and I had like
a hazmat suit.
Yeah, and it's just like
HVAC suit, it's just really comfortably like air conditioned in it.
Yeah.
You're just like,
but yeah, I was just like, oh man, that was the grossest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah, I didn't even show up like the next 2 days. And
you're like, don't ever talk to me again.
Yeah, and then I came back afterwards, and they're like, "Are you okay?"
It's like when a cop sees a dead.
I'm joking.
But that would be crazy if it was.
And then I think like a month
I
later,
saw poop on the walls. Oh my God, are you okay? Like,
but then a month later, they laid me off. Which was okay. It was only a couple month gig before I went to basic training.
nice. You are pretty basic.
I am pretty basic.
Basic bitch.
That's right.
I'm kidding. You're not basic. You're complicated.
Oh, thanks.
You're advanced.
Oh,
Yeah.
fancy.
Yeah. So, I mean, then okay, we're talking about, let's see. So retail. Then I sold cell phones for Singular, retail, commission retail. And then I was like, well, fuck retail. I'm done with retail. I'll never work retail again, ever. And so I went to work at Casa Bonita.
Yeah.
Casa Bonita, food and fun and a festive atmosphere. Casa Bonita. Who said I'm inviting you?
Yeah, I was a server at Casa Bonita because I had a customer at Singular who was a manager at Red Lobster, and they were opening the new Red Lobster in Belmar. And I was like, I'm gonna work at Red Lobster. That's the high class shit.
Yeah. You gonna bring home them biscuits?
You get half off Cheddar Bay biscuits. What? All you can eat salad. So I wanted to work there, and I told the lady, I was like, yo, I want to work at Red Lobster. And she's like, cool, you need experience. And we open in 6 months.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, Yo, Charlie, the guy who got me my job at at the after school program.
The same chart.
Yeah, his mom was like the accountant or something for like the bookkeeper for Casa Bonita for like a long time. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, your mom gets all of your friends' jobs. Give me a job. And so he's like, all right, I got you a job. And I was like, sick. And so I worked at Casa Bonita for, I don't know, a couple months, 5.5 months. That was awful.
I could imagine, because back in the day, it was ugh.
I mean,
It was
listen,
a fun experience.
I'm gonna tell you right now, all the food just came out of a can. Like they didn't make anything, so it wasn't
It tasted like it.
right. It wasn't bad. Like it wasn't like disgusting or it was gonna make you sick or something. But it just wasn't. It wasn't cooked. It wasn't like fresh meals. It was just like here's enchiladas in a can, and then we heat it up and we put some cheese on it, and then we heat it up, and then like the taco bar, there's just like. Here's the most generic, like, white people taco bar. You know what I mean? That's all
yeah.
it was. And so if somebody would order all-you-can-eat tacos, so I'd go to a table of, like, 13 people because they had those huge banquet
yeah.
tables. And I'd be like, yo, let me take your order for 13 people by myself. All-you-can-eat tacos and enchiladas for everybody. And you all want 2 plates full. Perfect. So then I would have to go and get 2 trays and make, because they don't... At the taco bars, the all-you-can-eat taco bars, the server makes the tacos.
Oh no.
They didn't. We didn't go
that
to the
makes
kitchen,
sense.
but yeah, we would have to go. It's like refilling your drink. They'd be like, "More tacos, more taco," and I would have 4 of those tables,
Oh my gosh.
and I would make a bunch of money, but it was not worth it. And one day I walked in, and they're like, "Okay, so." At Casa Bonita. If you've never been to Casa Bonita, you've probably heard more about it recently because of
It's
South
awesome
Park.
now.
Yeah, South Park people. You got to go.
I did get to go. It was so cool.
Did they like upgrade Black Bart's cave?
I think actually Black Bart's cave is filled with seating now. But it is still a pretty fun like little cave area.
You can't go in the cave anymore?
I couldn't find an entrance, no.
Next to the puppet show?
Yeah, the puppet show is there.
Black Bart's cave's right next
But I
to
think
they can't it's in the
Was it?
it's in the cartoon. Black Bart's cave is right next to the puppet show.
maybe I missed it. I was also, with my small children, and they kept being distracted by literally everything. So I tried to take us everywhere, but
Okay. Don't freak me out.
Sorry.
Don't freak me out.
I haven't been able to explore completely. But what I saw was freaking dope.
Okay. So did you guys okay. Tell me all about it. I want to go because it's like my family has always really loved Casa Bonita. Like they know it's bad food.
It's
but,
a fun place.
but they're just like whatever. They're like it's fun. It's not that expensive. We get all you can eat tacos. Like it's hard to mess up. And so we would go and we'd do that. But anyhow, so I worked there, and what's crazy about that place is how big it is.
It's huge.
Like you don't even realize how massive Casa Bonita is until you work there because you don't see the underbelly. Like you even just touring it, you can see that it's a massive like place. But then when you really start going behind the scenes and you can see how everything is connected and there's shortcuts that lead through the entire restaurant.
That's dope.
It's like a Dark Souls level. it's so sick. It really is. It's like you open a shortcut. There's like a gate with a spiral staircase that goes down to the entrance that leads you up to the top,
Like the top layer.
the top layer with the big banquet tables.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those ones aren't very big anymore. I think the most that you could fit at a table was maybe 10.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're gonna do. There's so many rooms in that place. But the worst room, and this is what I was getting at, the worst room in that spot was at the very bottom of the pool. Was their big banquet hall. And that's where they sat all the kids' parties.
Oh.
And that room, that was the room that just would eat people alive. Because first of all, people don't pay good tips after they have to
kids.
spend $5 bajillion to have their kid's birthday. They're not like looking out for you.
No.
And so I would have to like bribe the like mariachi dudes. I would get in at the beginning of my shift and I would give the mariachi dudes $20 up front. I'd be like, boom, you guys got me whenever I need you, right? Like if I was in the kids' room. And they're like,
okay.
They're like, yeah, got you. And then I would prepay the bartenders and the freaking fried ice cream people.
Oh.
I would prepay them all.
Yeah.
And the bussers. I'd prepay everybody when I'd get there because by the time it was going and that whole place was freaking full of like hundreds of people and everybody's vying for the attention of the mariachi because if you get the mariachi band to go down to your thing, everybody expects it, right?
Yeah.
And there's probably 70 parties going on at the same time and everybody wants the mariachi band. There's one mariachi band. So I would just buy their loyalty.
Was it 3 dudes before?
It changed. I mean, they went from like 3 to 4, but it was always at least 3. But there was 4. I think there was 5 at one point. Like
Nice.
they kind of like they would kind of change. But I used to prepay them, and then I'd be like, "Yo, it's go time downstairs," and so they'd all like carry all their shit down there and ba ba da ba da da da. You know what I mean? And so it was, and so that's how you would have to get a tip when you worked those rooms. Like if you wanted to actually like make it out, and then you always had to like split your tips with the bartender. You had to split your tips with the bussers. And so I would just pay them all up front, like bust my tables right away so we get through more tables. So
Right.
yeah.
It was freaking fun. I think my only complaint was that the food might be a bit too fancy now.
Oh, that's whack.
Because I got a chili relleno, and it was like a chili. Not a chili relleno, you know?
Yeah.
Like the big fatty ones that you want. And that's what I was expecting. Because
That's supposed to be like a rolled enchilada with the chili inside with sauce and cheese. Yeah.
I was expecting like kind of mid to higher range of the Mexican food style, but it's very like high end food.
I don't like that.
I mean, it was still really good food, and everything was super fun. Like we watched a magic show.
Well, how was the kids' food? Because that's what matters. It's like,
They both got the same thing, and it was just the bean and cheese burrito, and they liked it.
okay.
So
Do they have like a chicken nugget option? They have to, right?
I'm sure they did.
They have to.
But both my kids just love burritos. So when I got to the part where I
Burrito.
said burrito, they were like burrito.
Okay.
Which it comes with a really good sauce that is way too spicy for a kid's burrito.
Meanwhile, my kid won't like touch refried beans. I'm like, or
What?
a tortilla. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Oh my
I don't know.
gosh.
She's something wrong. There's something wrong. It's in the water.
But yeah, we got to see Man Bear Pig. We got to like take a picture next to the big Cartman. And there was even like a hidden like Easter egg in the weird cave that I went into. I don't think it was Black Bart's cave. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Did it have the skull with the face that lights up?
I don't think I got to go into that one because like I said, I was trying to.
Wrangle kids.
I was wrangling while Krista was hanging out with the person that just got married and like other guests of the wedding party. So it was my job to take the kids. And but we did find in one of the caves there was a little hidden thing, like a Easter egg to the underpants gnomes.
Oh, that's cool.
It said collect underpants, something, make money.
Profit.
Yeah, profit. That's it. And it was like hidden away in the wall. So it was really cool. It was super fun. And they have like a shooting gallery that was like shooting water and stuff from the skunk butt.
Does it? But everything was like all the props and stuff. They look like
I think
good quality. It wasn't just like
Yeah.
okay.
One of the puppet shows, like the automated one, it looks like you can control it a little bit. That one wasn't working, so I couldn't play with that one. I'm trying to remember the magician's name, but it was perfectly age appropriate for my kids.
True.
Which is, small.
He didn't whip it out.
No, she did a pretty good job. And it was just like real basic stuff, but it was fun. And she did it in a way that was really like tongue in cheek. It's like, this is corny and you love it.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah, I do.
But now we're just talking about Casa Bonita.
Hey, Casa Bonita's cool.
that's
I mean,
freaking
that's
dope.
okay. So
So,
what I have a thing about Casa Bonita, right? It's like, why do you go there? Not exactly for the food. Maybe now you go there for the food, but before, I mean, to be honest, like
you go there to have fun.
You go there for the food because you're like, I'm gonna spend $25 and get all you can eat everything.
Yeah.
Even though it's not good, it's like they're what we call buffet people.
Oh, yeah, that line, like the cafeteria line does not exist anymore.
Oh, that was I liked it.
Yeah, you go straight to your table and they have menus.
Yeah.
But
I don't like that.
since it's like beta opening or whatever, they're not priced on the menu. So I have no clue what the prices are going to be when it actually opens.
True.
We got like tickets for stuff. So you had like a ticket for a meal, ticket for a drink, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, but Casa Bonita, what's cool about it? My point is that that's what we try to do at the store, right? We build like a cool vault room.
Yeah.
You know, we want there to be like an element of atmosphere that adds to the shopping experience. That isn't just like here's stuff in a store, and you're like, cool, I like the stuff. I like stores, I guess. It's like decorations, atmosphere, you know, cool, like little props, hidden things,
Right.
merch, lights that go, ba-doo, 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 you know, a thing that comes out of your hat like boo, whoop. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
Bunch of stuff going on.
they definitely upgraded the entire like forest and like the stars on the ceiling.
Nice.
And so it's freaking fun.
No, I mean, that's good. That's good. Because it really does, like, I don't know, sets it apart from other restaurants, right? Like,
Yeah.
it does. It's like the fact they got a puppet show. You're like, damn, son.
Yeah. And we literally stayed there till closing, and my baby girl was just so upset. And on the way out, it was just so adorable. She's like, I never wanted to leave there.
She's going to remember that forever, dude.
Yeah.
And then, do they still have the treasure box at the end where you get a candy or a prize?
Yeah, but it's not like a box. It's actually like a big tube, and they call it like the mermaid's treasure. And then like it'll shoot like a pearl out of like a clamshell, and it just like goes bloop into this big clamshell. Or if you pull this other lever, it'll shoot out of like a torpedo tube looking thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, both kids got to pull each different thing, and it was fun. It was just like a weird small room.
Yeah.
With just
it's a circular room, right?
yeah. But it was filled with like a bunch of fake fish in an aquarium, you know, with like the bubblers, the ones that would like swim around that are battery powered and stuff like that. But it's now a mermaid's treasure.
It used to be the treasure room. It's Black Bart's, because it's like the whole thing was Black Bart's cave, Black Bart's treasure.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like the whole Black Bart thing was the theme. So you'd get to the end in the treasure room, it'd be Black Bart's treasure. So they had the treasure box, and then it would always just have some like Tootsie Rolls or some
Yeah.
dumb bullshit in it. Actually, I think it had dollar coins when I was a kid. You know what I'm talking about? The chocolate.
Sacagawea.
No,
Oh,
the
the
chocolate. The chocolate ones. Sorry.
I see. I thought you were talking about the real dollar coins. I was like, hell
They're just
yeah.
giving away money, dog. No. No. They had the little treasure coins. It was
Okay.
thematically on point.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
They probably would have liked that more, but they got like these rubbery, like fun ocean themed toys. Like little man got a octopus that stuck to his bed for like 2 days before it fell down. So that like it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
You're
Then
sitting there like, it's still going.
when it fell down, he just ran into the living room and it's like, it finally fell.
And you're like, no!
And then baby girl got like a sea turtle that's like super stretchy.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So like they're good. They're good enough for, you know, small kids, which is what it's for.
True. Same stuff you could probably get in the arcade. You got enough tickets.
Yeah.
So, well, that's cool. I don't know. After that, I went and worked at Red Lobster, which you can assume how that went. Fucking womp womp.
People always asking for more biscuits.
The Sunday lunch crew killed it for me.
There's a Sunday lunch option at Red Lobster?
Yeah, it's where all the old people who just went to church and was like, yo, please, God, forgive me for being such a piece of shit. They would go to my restaurant and just be like, I'm a piece of shit.
You didn't heat up the soup to boiling. This is only hot.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the worst crew. All the people who just came from church. I'm like, you guys totally missed the point. You're all fucking retarded.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
I think then I was in the Army for a long time. And I can't
Just like
talk
Pauly
about
Shore.
it legally.
Yeah.
And then
I'm in the army, bro. Hey, buddy, I'm in the army now.
he's in the jet.
Oh, was in the stranger.
But and then I worked at Walmart where I became a manager.
There you go.
And
How long did you work there?
I worked at Walmart for like 3.5 or 4 years or something.
Okay, so you were in deep.
It destroyed my soul.
Yeah.
And man, I almost got into a fist fight with one dude for stealing games.
There you go.
And because
Been there.
yeah. And he came back and then he was like, I need to return this for something different.
Like, I'm about to you up again, dog.
I was like, no, you don't. And he's like, well, I didn't like it. It's like, we're not fucking Blockbuster. Deal with it.
Yeah.
And then he got real mad and he started walking away. And that was when I was training somebody at the return counter.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's when you know somebody stole some shit.
Yeah.
Obviously loud enough for him to hear it. And then he turned around and was like, what'd you say? And I just like jumped over the counter. I was like, I said what I said. You want a fucking problem?
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I'd been working at Walmart for like 3 years. I had no restraint for
just look
people's
like
feelings.
Christian Bale and the machinist, you're just like, you're
And then, yeah, he backed down real quick. And I was like, good, you better fucking get away from me.
yeah.
And then, oh man, this was in between me becoming one of the cashiers and becoming a manager, but like right in between there, one lady got super mad at me when I was bagging all of her groceries, and I just kept going. And at this point, I was freaking fast, so I'm like scanning, going, and like dropping them in the bags, and all of a sudden, I did like 3 items, and then she was like, "Whoa, wait!" I was like, "What?" She's like, "You can't put those ones on this order." I was like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "These ones are for my job." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I took them off, pulled them out of the bag, and put them back up there. And I was like, "Your total is this." She bought it, and then she looks at the receipt and was like, "It shows them on the receipt."
You're like, but it also shows them voided out.
Yeah, and I was like, "But they're also taken off,
Yeah.
if you can see."
Yeah.
And then she starts freaking out. She's like, "My boss is going to know that I'm shopping while I'm supposed to be getting things for my job."
Well, that's your fault.
Yeah, and I was like, then you shouldn't be shopping for things for yourself when you're getting things for your job. And then that just started the whole thing where she thought she was Queen Kibosh or whatever. And I was like, no, like, it's not my fault that you suck at being a person.
Yeah, it's like, I also don't determine how this POS system represents an item being deleted from the fucking list.
Yeah.
I don't control that.
I have no control over that. So I just kept telling, like, it just escalated super fast because she started calling me a bunch of names, and I was like, I just started calling her names back. And I was like,
Swing on her?
No, it was just verbally.
I'm just kidding.
But then and then my boss like came over and was like, "What seems to be the problem here?" And then she's like, "This fucking idiot messed up my order." And I was like, "If you wanted them to be divided, put down the little divider thing. It's not my fault you don't know how to human."
Yeah, true.
And yeah, I totally thought I was getting fired that day, but then he actually brought her elsewhere, talked to her about it, and then he came back and he was like, "God, that lady was a bitch."
Yeah, it's usually how it goes. I mean, that's kind of the problem. Is like occasionally, and listen, I love all of our customers. I want to preface with that. I do. I really do, and I appreciate everybody, and I try.
We really do
there
have the coolest customers.
We have the
at Level
coolest
7.
customers, but sometimes there are just people who just suck, and I don't understand like how they're alive this long. I don't know how they've existed on this planet without somebody just destroying them.
Yeah. You know the people, but you've run
I mean,
into
like, they don't learn, they don't care, they generally have an attitude, and I'm not talking about crackheads, right? Crackheads, like, I pity crackheads. Like, I feel bad for crackheads. Like, they're just people who are addicted to it and doing dumb things, right? Like, it's not cool that they do a bunch of like crimes and shit, but whatever.
Yeah, don't do that.
But it's like almost more understandable than some normal operating person who is sober coming in and just being a piece of garbage to, just a dude who's selling video games.
Yeah.
I don't understand the mindset of, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to drive my unhappy ass over to the video game store and just be a giant piece of garbage. Like,
Always fun.
and then expect them to not react to that.
Yeah.
And so that's where things are a little left turn for a lot of people because we don't fucking play those games. Like I said, preface with, we start with giving every customer the benefit of the doubt. And so occasionally we make mistakes, but
We're human too.
and occasionally people just don't get along. That's kind of the other facet that I think people don't quite understand is it's like there's a bajillion people in the world. You think that every person that I'm customer servicing, I'm gonna just like get along with. There's just people who don't like my face, and vice versa. That it's built into us that you just look at somebody and you're just like, I'll hit that mother. I'll just hit that. And it's like, I don't feel that way all the time, but I know people feel that way about me when I'm like, hey, I'm so funny. And they're like, oh, this guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I got glasses. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses. But it is interesting when people come in with a really, really awful attitude and get surprised when we reciprocate.
Yeah.
That's the part that gets me is like, what did you think was going to happen when I said hello and you didn't greet me? And then I said hello again and you looked at me in the eyes and then looked away and now you want my help. And I'm like, I know it's my job, but I'm not going to be super cool about it anymore. Because it's like, well, here we are. You were f***ing rude to me. Like, now you get the generic, how can I help you? Customer service. Like, I don't want to hear about your Atari collection anymore and any of this. Like, I don't. You've kind of lost the ability for me to like have this really cool like conversation that we could have potentially had.
Right.
But at the same time, there's those people that like expect the conversation, and we'll have 1,000 people in the store, and they're just like, "No, you're my salesperson. Now listen about my collection."
There's a lot, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, dude, really? Like, do you go to Walmart and you're like, I'm gonna grab this one associate and just like grab this person and glom onto them?
Yeah.
And now you have to listen. You're gonna listen about all my kitchen appliances. Like, people don't do that. But anyhow.
Yeah. And but yeah, Walmart is definitely where I got my thick skin, and I just don't take crap from people because of Walmart.
That was a long tangent.
Yeah. I mean, no, you're good. But I mean, I thought you were going to say that was a long time in Walmart, and it's like, yeah, that was too long.
I mean,
I was happy to quit.
I was
so happy.
I was at Home Depot for like 3 or 4 years, and then at Best Buy for, I think it was like 2. Man. And then I just went 1 year. Or
Yeah.
like, and Casa Bonita was like 5 months, and I was like, I can't do this.
Oh,
I'm going to kill the gorilla.
Fucking Steve.
I know he's in there talking shit.
But yeah, man, Walmart. But Walmart customers, and everyone that has ever been into a Walmart, know exactly the customers. Like they're a different freaking breed. Because there are people that like
The Walmart associates kind of match.
Oh, you have to.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Is it's like it's a different vibe. It's like going to a different city. Like
It really is, because I did start that job super positive.
yeah.
I mean, kind of like I am now in level 7. When you run into me at level 7, you're getting the positive John, unless you're doing something that makes you just a dick or something.
Don't worry, we'll burn him out.
Yeah, but yeah. But Walmart, holy crap. It was like every day. There was one dude that showed up every fucking day at 5 a.m. and was upset that I had one cashier on hand.
And you're like, dude, it's 5 a.m. Who are you?
Right? And every time there would be one person in front of him. But Wyoming people cannot fucking stand waiting. Ever. Like, if you make them
You
wait.
live in Wyoming. You are waiting for your life. That is your...
Yeah.
That's what you're doing. Your existence is waiting to die.
So every time they have to wait behind a person for something, they lose it. And this fucking dude was that exact person. And it was like every day he'd show and be like, I see you only have one lane open again. I'm like, so checkout's open now.
Was it my grandpa?
It could have been. I don't know.
Almost certainly was.
But yeah, in my last 2 weeks, that was so great. Because then I just laid into that guy in my last 2 weeks.
And gross, dude.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, the sexual tension can finally be broken.
But yeah, like the last time he complained was I maybe had like a week and a half left, and then I kind of blew up on him too. I was like, you are not an important enough person for me to get an extra person here to wait for you to fucking open a goddamn cash lane. Like, you suck.
I thought he was better than this.
And then he's like, I want to talk to your manager. It's like, okay.
Okay, bye.
And then I went and found one, because normally I was the manager that was on hand, but since I was getting ready to quit, they had another one. And they'd be like, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I do remember at one point, he's like, I want something to be done. I want him to be fired or something like that. And then they just looked at me and they're like, he's in his last 2 weeks.
And he's like,
It's like, you can't do now, can
you're
you?
like, untouchable, baby.
oh,
Bulletproof
yes.
vest, dog. It's like, fire me. I fucking dare you.
Yeah, do it. Then you have to pay me to leave.
Woo, you got 24 hours. Whoop, whoop.
But yeah, that was a good time.
Yeah. I don't know. It is nice. Like, I do love when we're in the store and a non-customer. Customers are fine. It's the non-customers who are butt heads. Those are the people. Anyhow, I love when they're in the store acting up and we are real with them and we're just like, listen, you're acting up. Clearly, we're not going to put up with this. You can go shop somewhere else. And they're like, this isn't how it normally goes for me. They throw this huge fit and then you're like, cool, dude. Never see you again. Bye. And they're just like, no, you can't do this. And it's like, yeah, I can. Sayonara. Like, I love just being like, bye. And they don't want to leave. And you're like, haha, I can.
Yeah.
But I love when the other customers come up and they're like, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
They're like, I work at blah, blah. Enter the, the blank.
Enter a store name.
Enter job name. I work here and I wish that I could just do that. And I'm like,
Right.
I got you. I do it for you. I do it for all of us.
Which, again, it's like the best people come to level 7. I think I've only had to do that maybe twice.
And that's why we have to do it, though, because I think that's what keeps the store cool, is keeping lame people out.
Yeah. So, because, yeah, I've been there almost 3 years now.
Dang, bro.
God damn.
Let's go.
And, yeah, I've only had to do stuff like that twice. So, thank you guys for staying awesome.
It's awesome.
That's what makes these other job stories so hilarious, because now we don't have to do that most of the time.
True.
And then I think pretty much the last one that I did was I was sad for 2 years.
Oh, that's true.
Stay at home dad.
Yeah, the Stay at Home Dad gaming channel. You should go check it out. A lot of good vids up there that I contributed to a couple of those.
That's true. But yeah, that probably don't go check those out. Those were it's so hard going back to those now and looking at them and being like, oh.
They were good.
I mean, you have to start somewhere.
You've gotten a lot better since then, but I mean that doesn't make the video bad. I mean, like,
there are definitely some that hold up.
the content's still good, like the reviews. Yeah. But yeah, it's good stuff. And then yeah, I mean, obviously after Red Lobster, it's not obvious at all to you because you don't know my story, but obvious to me. After Red Lobster, I went and worked at the Hollywood Video Game Crazy. Fell in love with that. They went out of business because they sucked.
They rented videos.
Yeah. Rep.
That time happened.
Rip. And then after that, I went and worked at AutoZone for a month, and I was like, holy shit, I hate cars. I hate car parts.
Yeah.
I hate working here so much. And so me and the boys opened up the level 7.
That's so awesome. Man, that reminds I even worked at O'Reilly's for a little bit. I totally forgot about that too. But
O'Reilly's.
auto farts. But nothing really crazy happened there.
Here's the thing about an auto parts store that I can appreciate for anybody who works at them. Everybody who walks in, well, not everybody, 90% of the people who walk in have a broken car they're trying to fix.
Yep.
And none of them budgeted for that.
No.
So everybody that walks in the door is just already pissed.
Yeah. It's like, I need a fuel injector. I was like, that'll be around $250.
And there's
really?
Yeah, and I'm going to have to get it in from another store. You're going to have to wait 6 hours, and then I'll call you when it gets here, if it gets here.
Man, 6 hours would have been a dream for us, because I was in Laramie still, and we didn't have crap. Like, we had to get it from Denver pretty much every time. Like, even part of my job was going to a Denver store to help them inventory, and then we'd come back.
Inventory.
And,
Gross.
man. But that was also when Wyotech was a thing in Laramie, Wyoming. If you did not know about this, it was just the weirdest school where they had actually really good instructors, but every student there was like, they loved cars, and they were the people that were becoming mechanics, but like in the weirdest way possible. And I remember
Just like, put it inside the gas tank. Put it inside the gas tank, see if it goes. He's like, I ain't gonna do it. I'm putting it in there. I don't know what's in there. There could be a snake in there. Don't worry, there ain't no snake. I already checked.
my
Sorry.
my favorite quote that I still remember to this day was a WyoTech student came in and he was boasting about his car. Like, it's the coolest. I've done this. I've done that. And then like he was looking for something.
Look, and then he died in a car accident.
Yeah. But no, he ended up needing like brake fluid or something. He's like, I'm so good at every mechanical part of a car, but I just don't know anything about the liquids.
I mean, there you go.
And it's like, if you know anything about a car, a lot of it is the liquids.
Yeah, you gotta.
There's brake fluid, there's oil, there's antifreeze, there's, washer fluid, gasoline, like the list goes on. And if you don't understand the liquid part of a motor, you're going to destroy it.
Oil's pretty important.
Oil is very important. Stop not putting in oil.
I blew up my first car not putting oil in it.
I had to talk to so many kids about that. They're like, I
was like,
don't know what happened. And then you go out there, pull out the oil stick. You're like, there is no oil in this
Just
car.
kept overheating, and I was like, what is going on? Why is my car blowing all this white smoke? Yeah, it was bad. I blew up my... Dude, that car was awesome. My 2-door Toyota Tercel. We called it the dumpster car.
Ooh.
Yeah, because we just filled it up with soda cans to like your ankles. And then when we would drive to skate parks with each other, I would just use the trash as like missiles to my friend's car. Yeah, we sucked. Just like that I think you should leave bit. It's like, I used to be a real piece of shit.
Let him hold the baby. Yeah. I used to be a real piece of shit.
Sloppy steaks.
Don't you put water on that steak.
We're not gonna.
God.
Anyhow,
Good show.
Tim Robinson's, he's A-okay with me.
Hilarious. But now we're here.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah. Now then we open level 7 and we're having a really great time. We 14 years later.
Hell yeah. So.
Which is gross. A disgusting amount of time.
It was a lot of time.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks.
Yep. I don't think I've ever had a job that long.
Me neither.
But let us know about your worst job.
Yeah, and your best job. Tell
And
us
your
about
best
your
job.
Yeah, what's up with your jobs? What
Did you find the one that you actually like?
Yeah, we were going to keep talking about jobs more, but we talked about this for a long time.
It was a minute.
How long? Yeah. Okay. Well, I won't ask how long. But anyhow, yeah. Tell us about your jobs, and we'll have some other topics next week. So come on back now, you hear?
Yeah. And if this is going to be our one for the week.
One for the week.
Since you just heard, we didn't put up names for the cage. It's just the Nicolas Cage now.
Yeah, it's called the Nicolas Cage.
It's going to be amazing.
It's gonna be tight.
When you guys see the art, you're going to piss yourself laughing. I'm positive.
Yeah, you're just gonna piss. You might not laugh, but you'll piss.
Everywhere. Take it in the bathroom at least. But yeah, I threw up a question just today. Only 14 people have voted on it so far, but I'm sure we'll get more. But would you rather see Microsoft keep buying IPs or try to make new ones?
Okay. Yeah.
And new IPs is actually winning 57%. So it's a little bit closer than I thought it would be. And I actually thought it would be flopped. So
There you go.
that's freaking dope. I agree. I'd much rather see new IPs than just keep buying up third-party ones.
Yeah.
That's the appeal of a third-party game.
It is.
Is so you can pick your platform.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of annoying, but what are you gonna do? It makes more room in the space, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's just got to be somebody who comes up and makes a better Skyrim.
That's true.
It's called Elden Ring.
Ooh.
Get it?
100%. So,
Okay.
on that note,
That was a good one.
official sign-off.
Hey, goodbye. Do you?
Thanks for watching the Level 7 broadcast. Be sure to like and subscribe to get more videos just like this. And be sure to visit us at any Level 7 Games location to find all of your gamer needs, from video games and trading cards to even manga and tasty as hell coffee. For all of those and more, I'll see you there.